you guys are in. Go for it, man.
Hello. Are we live now? Yes. Cameras are working. Yes. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nexus Report. Sorry, our cameras decided to screw with us today. I almost threw my pen at it. Let's get right into it because we've already wasted about 7 minutes of our time. Let me make sure that we're good to go on this. I'm sure we are.
Wait for it. Hang on. I just hit the start streaming button. This was just me recording.
Oh.
You'll have that on the recording for later.
Okay, great. Great. Well, this is a recording. No one's seeing this until it's up on YouTube. Fantastic.
Yes. I hit broadcast. I'll make sure that it goes live here. Did it? I see it. Refresh the page here. Now we're live.
We are live! We're live! Yes! We've made it! Oh, yes, it's alive! Welcome to the Nexus Report. Sorry about the delay in stream. We're having some technical issues again, but we have figured it out this week, thankfully. And thankfully, I am joined by Chad Moore to my right. Oh, look at this.
It's great to see you today, Tony.
Oh, well,
Thanks
I'm
for
not
having me on the stream.
Wow,
Could you have
I'm
made
not-
that any creepier?
Oh, I'm not used to this. I like the love. That's new.
Hey, everybody. Great to see you out there.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm excited.
Clearly you're very excited. Okay, and we've got Craig Turner here to my left, Director of Operations. Yeah, I appreciate the little more professionalism
See,
from you.
I'll go for the downer, right? We'll
Yeah.
have the upper over on that side.
Yeah,
And listen, his name is Cougar, okay?
Yep,
I'd
it is.
appreciate it if
Okay.
you called him Cougar.
that's right. Follow him on Twitter at CougarDC. Cougar over here has some updates. You got some updates.
I do.
I've got some updates. It is a whole update stream. It's crazy. So let's get right into it, Cougar. MegaServers are happening. Finally, very excited about it.
So tired.
I know. When are they happening?
So tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're going to go up at 5 a.m. PDT. So we're going to start the big, long process. We've got a huge, massive deployment schedule that we're going to do. And there's lots of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5 a.m. tomorrow morning Pacific. It's going to start at 13 and a half hours downtime is what we're kind of looking at right now. There's a lot of, I'm not going to say padding, but there's some uncertainty in that. It could be as fast as 10 hours. It could be as long as, let's not talk about how long it could go if something goes wrong.
Fingers crossed. I'm like this all for the next 48 hours, 24 hours. Okay, you get the point. So why are MegaServers good for the game, and what does it all entail? What does this whole MegaServer venture entail for the game and for the players?
So why it's good for the game, it's all about the population density, about getting critical mass of the players together. We have some cross-realm functionality already in the game right now from the some of the PvP matches and looking for dungeons, but being able to have guild recruitment and seeing life in the towns and whatnot, having everybody consolidated onto as many servers or as few servers as possible to maximize the player population is just something that we're really excited to be able to provide. Let alone with the actual technology that increased our server capacity above and beyond what we already had at launch. Something that we were really, really excited about. Just pulling the switch has been taking some time for us to make all this, as I call it, the script juju on the database side in order to smash everybody together onto the databases, make sure that you didn't lose your guild achievements, that you didn't lose any of the things that were really important to you guys. A couple of the specific details that may or may not be covered in the fact, but I wanted to make sure to call out as something that we were going to do as part of the MegaServer process is we are going to empty out the auction house, commodities exchange, credit exchange, return all of the outstanding orders to your mailbox during the MegaServer merge. There were some conflicts with the buy orders and sell orders, that if you had a commodities that was a buy order up here but a sell order down here, and when they merged in together, what would happen? Kaboom. We decided to just simplify that, and just refund everything. So if you guys, you don't have to pull them off if you don't want to. Feel free to pull them off if you want to tonight. But when you come into the MegaServers, when we come back up on Wednesday, all of those things will be emptied, and you'll be like, oh, no one moved. No, it's just because we refunded all of that stuff. One of the other things that we did, again, to simplify some of the complexity of things, were that we, specifically with the raid lockout timers, we have 10 a.m. UTC every Tuesday. We have a raid reset. Everybody loves the Tuesdays. However, as part of the MegaServer merge, we were having trouble getting those tables to merge nicely, and we just decided to err in the player's favor and said, you know what, we're just going to give you guys another reset come the MegaServers. So all of your raid resets will be up again on Wednesday. So those of you watching should be raiding today, tonight. Go get that free extra loot that's out there right now.
Ooh, free loot.
Yeah. So definitely go ahead and do that. Again, erring inside of the player's favor is a nice thing for us, as well as lowering the complexity. So, but we definitely want to tell you guys about that. The other thing that I know we've talked about, but I definitely want to reinforce, is that level 1 and 2 characters that haven't been logged in 30 days, we're going to delete, partially to save on hard drive storage space. That's a big driver for it. It's also a driver to free up some of those names. Not that we've got namings, because we're adding 2 names to the thing, but if there was a Fred out there, then Fred may not be compelled to log in and add another name to his Fred. Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. Ooh.
Is that going to be like a legal?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try and jump on that immediately. No, anyone steal this from me. I want it. I want those twinkle toes.
So we're going to try to keep you guys in the loop tomorrow as things go. Virtue, one of our live producers, he's going to be the main man driving things, and he's going to try to do updates to the community team on sort of an hourly basis, so that we keep you guys in the loop, so that we keep you guys in the loop. A lot of things, maybe everything's going as planned. There's a big section of time that's got like 8 to 12 hours for all the scripts to run on all the different realms, from the North American to the EU realms, the PvE, PvP. It's some crazy script juju that we have to do, but we're definitely going to tell you guys how we're doing in the same style that I normally do, which is up front. And if we find any problems, we'll tell you guys about it early.
Yeah, definitely follow the WildStar Ops Twitter and the WildStar Twitter. We'll be posting there constantly, as well as Facebook, the forums. We're going to be updating all our social channels because basically we'll have nothing else to do. So I have a question. Why is it going to last so long? What is it like? Why can't we just flip a switch, turn MegaServers on?
Yeah, don't you guys just have like a MegaServer button that just says MegaServer on?
See, this is where I just take off the mic and walk out and say, screw you guys. No, there's a lot of complications with it. We've got multiple database servers across both data centers that we're trying to maintain all of that data. We're trying to make sure that all the guild achievement data, all of the character data, the personal achievement data, the mails, all of that sort of stuff that doesn't take into account in our existing realm transfer process, that we actually have to literally smash the tables together and do crazy SQL inserts. And my SQL's not very good, so I'll stop there before I get Packet Dancer and the other streamers that are really SQL. I know you'll be like, what is he talking about? That's why we have our DBAs to help us with that.
Yeah.
But as part of that, we wanted to make sure that, given the fact that it is the 13.5 hours estimated downtime, that it is a substantial amount of downtime, that we wanted to give the players some compensation, just as a goodwill, an olive branch. Say, hey, you know what? We want to give you guys 30 free room boxes. Have them, enjoy them. Yes, they might be flasks, but there are mounts in there. Have you gotten your?
I haven't gotten.
I've never gotten them out. I've gotten some pretty good costumes.
I know some people who have.
The Raider costume set I actually really like, and I'm not trying to pimp the boom boxes, but I really like the Raider costume. And then we're also going to give everybody that has an active subscription 1 free day of game time.
That's huge.
And so I know that there's some confusion. People are going overly lawyer on the forums. If I'm on a guest pass and I have the free, if you can log in and play the game and you're not on a guest pass, you'll get a day.
Getting a free day.
That's as simple as I can try to make it. If you're on the 30 days that you just bought a box, if you have a subscription, if you're on cred time, you'll get a day.
And regardless of how long the downtime takes, if it takes 10 hours, you're still getting your free day.
Yep.
So that's that's pretty. I mean, 10 hours is optimistic, but still, it could happen.
Yeah, I guess the worst part is we're going to blow through European prime time almost.
Right.
There's no way that I foresee us coming up for European prime time. I'm going to try to make it up for North American prime time, maybe Pacific Coast. But yeah, so we definitely wanted to, especially blowing through the European prime time, I wanted to do that. One of the last things that I've got that I want to talk about was in relation to last night, we turned off the free realm transfers. This is one of the steps that we had to do in our big nasty checklist of doom, and part of the big nasty checklist of doom, it was missed that, hey, we probably need to give really, really far advance warning that we're going to turn off the free realm transfers. The reason why we have to do that is we have to make sure that the queue is emptied out of all pending transfers before we start going into the merger scripts, and we needed to allow the 24-hour time period. So we did it at 11 o'clock last night so that we didn't have to force our guys to wake up at 5 a.m. twice in order just to disable the free transfers. What we're going to do, though, is because I understand that there's definitely some guilds out there that got caught in between, that they made a decision really late and they thought they had more time. We're not going to screw with you guys. We're going to make sure that you can get across how you need to get across. We just decided on something a little bit before I came in the stream. As you know, here at Carbine, we started to wake up.
Live ops day.
Hey, I get in at 7:30, y'all. Most of the studio gets in at 10. It takes me a little bit.
I
to
resent that.
Hey,
resemble.
10:15.
not
I mean,
a
generally.
second past 9:30.
So, yeah, not a second past 9:30. Anyways, the specific details of how long, we're basically going to open up the free transfers again post MegaServers. It's going to be for a brief amount of time. We do want to stop doing that. That is the plan, that is the goal. But given the fact that we could have messaged it better coming into the turn off last night, we will open them back up when the MegaServers come back up. I can't do anything about it now. I need those transfers to have ceased prior to the big deployment schedule of Doom. So we will turn them back on post MegaServers. It will be a limited amount of time. We'll get an agreement with the community team. We'll talk to them. We'll make sure that we message that pretty much tomorrow when we start doing this thing.
Right.
You will have 3 days. You'll have 7 days. Whatever it might be that will have the free
We'll make it
transfers up.
very clear.
And anybody that's waiting to come back because they're waiting to come back for the MegaServers, the MegaServers will be up. You can come back, resubscribe.
Ding. That was that. If we had special effects, that would be a ding, like a little smile. Like
You were a little
glare.
slow.
Yeah, I
You know,
no.
your previous host would have been all over that.
Wow.
Ooh.
Well, we're going to write a note about that. Never bring that up again. Thank you, freaking Craig. Hey, can we get a Nerf gun in here, please?
Sorry, that was one.
That's fine. I had it coming. He will be very happy about it. Okay, so to recap, MegaServers are happening. The downtime is starting tomorrow at what time?
5 a.m. Pacific.
5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Daylight time.
That's what I said. Pacific Daylight Time, and we're going to be messaging out over all our social channels. So if you have any questions, let us know. Like I said, that's pretty much going to be our sole purpose over the next 24 hours is helping out the MegaServer messaging. And downtime should last about 13 hours?
13 and a half hours is what we're currently scheduled. They're definitely, you know, we've done really well on our downtime. I think I pulled a stat where of our scheduled downtime, we've had 1,900 minutes of communicated downtime, and we've actually come in at 1,800 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So generally speaking, we've come under our estimates.
Yeah.
This is one of those times that don't be mad if we go long. I really don't want to go long, but there is a lot of margin of error on this one. I think literally one of the biggest is an 8 to 12 hour estimate.
Right.
And we've run it 3 times internally, and it's very different times. You know,
Right.
we might go long, but we'll talk to you guys about it.
We'll message that all out correctly. And of course, you know, if you run into any issues, I got you. I'll just head down there, do some stuff,
ones and zeros,
some brackets.
Right.
I'll fix it. You guys, don't worry, I'm on it. All right, I'm on the clock. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be talking to Chad now. You're more than welcome to stay. I know you're a very busy man, but
That's
you're
all right.
more than welcome
This
to stay.
time, I think I'll stay hanging a little bit.
Awesome. Okay, cool. You might have something to add with Chad because we're talking about the state of the game. And
Yeah.
MegaServers are a big part of the state of the
They
game.
are.
So Chad, you are the creative director for WildStar.
Yeah.
What does that mean? How does that? What do you do?
Well, there's a lot of different aspects to my job. One aspect is still lore, right? I mean, one of my departments is the narrative design department, who is responsible for writing the lore, developing our characters. So that's still sort of near and dear to my heart. We continue to sort of work on that. We have the Loremageddon initiative, if you've heard about that, where we went to the community and asked them questions that they wanted answered in the actual WildStar universe. We got tons of responses. We are going to be actually releasing some pretty cool information concerning that very soon. And so, anyway, that's one of the big things, right? Lore, writing,
Okay.
characters, that kind of thing. But some of the other stuff I do now, I work a lot with just sort of the overall maintenance of the entire WildStar IP. So I work a lot with the brand department, the web
you're over here all
department,
the time.
community,
Yeah.
right?
I like it.
Is that a good thing or a bad
No, I
thing?
like it. I like seeing chat. It's great.
Just making sure that like we're being consistent in our tone and our voice, in however we're communicating about WildStar.
Right.
So I've been involved from the beginning on a lot of the videos that we made in the past. I did like script writing and casting. I continue to be involved in some of the new videos that you'll be seeing coming up. So anyway, it's a pretty cool job in that I get to work with lots of different departments. Sometimes, actually, me and Cougar get to have a few conversations every once in a while. Right?
There's not a lot of crossover between lore and ops, but now that you're stepping into creative direction, then there's a little bit of overflow there.
Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of a long-winded way of saying I have a pretty awesome job that I get to work with a lot of awesome
All right,
people.
stop
At
bragging.
10:15.
Yeah, stop.
At 10:15.
At
Right.
10:15. Not a second before 10:15 does he
Right.
start that awesome job. So what new story elements are awaiting the players for this next drop that we have coming out?
So we've been talking a lot about this new piece of content called Journey into Omnicore 1, which is part of this ongoing series of story-based instances called the Nexus Saga. So the first chapter, which is Journey into Omnicore 1, is dropping, when our next content drop comes out. It's really awesome. It's got full VO, a bunch of high-end cinematics. We really tried to sort of go to the next level in terms of the kinds of cinematics that we're doing in the game. We got a lot of player feedback where people were like, hey, I really like your marketing videos, but I kind of miss some of that quality and that humor that you get in those in the actual in-game cinematics. So we're focusing on that, and you're going to see some of that in Journey into Omnicore 1. In terms of what's happening there, at the end of the Defile, which is the zone that's coming out in our next drop, you get this big reveal about the relationship between the Eldon and Planet Nexus and Drusera and the Entity.
No
And
spoilers.
I'm not going to give any spoilers, okay?
Careful.
Although there's some great conjecture out there, I think.
The internet
right?
will explode.
But Journey into Omnicore 1 is basically the first chapter where, now that you know the problem, you as a player are going to go on this epic journey to solve that problem. And that's what happens in Journey into Omnicore 1. That's kind of the first step of solving the big sort of universe-threatening problem that you're made aware of at the end of the Defile.
Right. So with the Defile, what other kind of highlights and features are coming as far as content goes with the new drop? I know the Defile is a huge part of that.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously we have the Defile, which has solo content. It's got group content. We've got a 5-man area called the Black Focus, which is super epic and cool. We've got a 20-man event called Siege of the Lightspire that's also pretty epic. And then we have, like I said before, we have solo content that's in the Defile itself, and then there's actually some pretty cool bridging content that takes you to the Lightspire, which is sort of where this big reveal happens. Yeah. And no one has seen that yet, actually, but we're going to be talking about that real soon, so stay tuned. So anyway, lots of cool content in the next drop. Mike's State of the Game came out last week, and so we've got some really cool adjustments that's coming to content. You can now skip the tutorial.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys have probably played that tutorial about 20 or 30 times. You've got all different kinds of alts, and you might be kind of done with playing that. Yeah,
they're over.
You can skip it now, right?
I get it, Carbine. I get it.
There's a lot of just cool kind of quality of life adjustments. We've got some rental mounts that you can get at the very earliest levels of the game. So
that's cool because there's a lot of gold burden sort of at the early game, right?
Right.
So that's going to help lessen some of the gold burden.
And if you're not quite sure what mounts are going to be like in WildStar, hop on one. They're pretty cool. Spoiler, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, that's spoilers totally fine. They're badass.
Yeah, I mean, so we're making some adjustments to the rune systems. We've got some cool changes coming to the customization systems, right? So cheaper die cost. You actually can now buy and choose the music on your house plot, which is pretty cool stuff, right? there's tons of stuff. Actually, we linked to our 100+ pages of patch notes that are coming up, and those will give you basically the entire story. But I think, to say it sort of shortly and succinctly, the next drop is awesome. I tend to be a little wordy, but the next drop is awesome. And I think, for players both who want some new stuff and we're looking for some adjustments to our existing content, all of those people are going to be happy.
Yeah. Well, and Chad is here to mainly recap the State of the Game address that went out last week. And if you haven't checked that out, go to our website, wildstar-online.com, and under the news section is a huge State of the Game address. Read it all. It's from Mike Donatelli, and it's got links to the 100 pages of patch notes that you saw Mike wielding around during the last live stream.
I don't have enough.
No, I know. These are two simple show note pages. Like, these plus 98 more of these equal the show notes, or the patch notes that he had with him, and that's all available for you guys to read right now, which is pretty sweet. So go check that out on our website. So I don't want to get negative here, but in past drops have been kind of plagued with bugs. And bugs have been real heavy in the game, and what are we doing to avoid that this time around?
Well, it's kind of a two-pronged attack on that, right? The most important part of it, I think, is that on the dev side, we had a pretty aggressive development schedule, right? We wanted to have regular updates, and because of that, we were developing lots of new content and pushing it, and we just found that we were pushing that content too quickly to our QA team, and they just were not able to spend enough time, the requisite amount of time to actually test that content and make sure it was stable. So on the dev side, we've adjusted our general development philosophy, which is instead of like it has to be out at a certain date, we still want to get lots of content out there, but we want to make sure that when it comes out, it's ready to go. It's had enough time to cook. And that when it gets out there to our players, that they're getting the right amount of value for that. Part of that value is that it's just stable and not so buggy.
Yeah.
So on our side, that we're making some adjustments. On the QA side, we're probably making some adjustments as well that Craig can talk to a little bit.
Yeah, it's just about the process and procedure overhaul and making sure that we take the time to move through the different environments in a way that allows us to maximize testing and to make sure that, as the dev team's working on a thing, that we can test the thing that they're working on and that we test it through the stages. And one of the biggest things that we had was with the weekly deployments. We had such a staged environment where we've got a dev environment, a staging environment, a PTR environment live, and there was a rote cadence of 1 month, 1 month, 1 month. And the problem is we didn't even want to wait a month to get some of those changes out there. And so we would try to get these weeklies or bi-weekly patches out, and we couldn't put them on the PTR because the PTR had a drop already ready on it, right? And so for us to slow down and take a really look at what is the monthly cadence, what does that mean? If we slow down, what does that enable us to do? Well, one of the things it enabled us to do on the ops side was to clear PTR for the weeklies as needed, or the bi-weeklies as needed, so that we could get that PTR exposure, so that the gamma rays bug that we had wouldn't have been as prevalent. We could have caught it a little bit, QA should have, could have, would have caught it, but it doesn't matter. It's part of the reason why we have a PTR. And so some of the changes that we're making, across the studio are just allowing us to revisit our processes and put better core flows into place.
Fantastic. So with all that being said, when can we expect this new big drop to hit the live servers?
Well, what I would say is the first step of that is MegaServer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So Wednesday.
How
about all the other stuff? I'm not letting you off the hook, Pappy.
So basically, right, and Craig will probably talk to this a little bit too. The first sort of milestone here is we want to get MegaServer up. We want to make sure it's stable. We want to get the community back together. Make sure that if there are any wrinkles we need to smooth out, we'll do that. And then, once we're through that, and we feel that we've had enough time to have QA look at the drop 3 and 4 stuff that's coming after that, then we'll get that out to players. We want to get it out as soon as is possible. We also want to make sure that we've given it enough time to be as high quality.
And we passed an important gate with the drop 3-4, is we've been heavily developing and trying to make sure that we focus on the quality, and we had this review process, doubled down on to make sure that yes, this subjective issue needs to get fixed for the drop. We've now just handed that off from the dev team to my team, the ops team, so that we can go through, BBTs, build verification tests. We can start our ZBR process to, get down to a ZBR is a zero bug review process. So we can try to isolate, okay, we know the content's good. The dev team's decided this is really good stuff. We're really excited for the players to get out there, and then they've got to give it to my team, and my team's got to, do our processes. However many weeks that is. It's not a day thing. Of course, all the dev team's like, well, we finished. Can we go out now? Can I do my
It's not as
stuff?
simple as that.
It's not. So, but it's an important gate, right? The dev team is really happy with the content that's coming out there. They're really excited. Everybody's really excited about it. And so now that we've passed that gate, then it's up to my team now to power through all the rote, boring, nasty checklist stuff to make sure that we didn't break something over there. If we're fixing over here and we're only focused on testing this, we need to make sure that we go through our BBTs so that something over there didn't also break.
Right.
And so we're starting that process, and that's good because it means that we are moving forward, we are getting closer. So with MegaServers coming out tomorrow, our QA team, all of tomorrow, the QA team is essentially going to be doing nothing but 3.4 testing, and they're going to begin and really hit 3.4 hard now that MegaServers comes out. Now, if MegaServers have some problems, we're of course going to tap them to pull back and say, hey, test this fix for MegaServers for XYZ reason. But by and large, it's full steam ahead on 3.4.
Fantastic.
Which is awesome.
Fantastic. All right, well, thank you guys both for providing all those updates and answers to my begging questions. I've got a couple updates, and it's all about the future of live streaming. I know a lot of you were concerned about what was going to be happening, or like who the new co-host was, or who, like what are we doing basically. And so I have that plan available for you right here, right now. So let's.
Is this the banter part?
This is not the banter. No,
Oh.
damn it. You couldn't let me have one show without mentioning banter, could ya? Is it just, how much is he paying you? How much? Okay, we're moving on. Okay, so basically, with the change of the development schedule, it has become hard to provide weekly updates that we can actually talk to you guys about and provide you meaty content. I feel like week after week we were kind of talking about the same stuff because the next drop, yeah, we got all this stuff coming, and it's going to have all these different features, and this is when it's going to be coming. There's not much else I can tell you besides that, and so the way at a certain point I just can't tell you everything because there's some things that we want to hold back for exclusivity reasons. A lot of times we're doing exclusive with different websites or something like that, or just the surprise of the game. And so it has become hard to do updates on a weekly basis. And so the Nexus report will no longer be a weekly show.
Is this where we panic?
No, this is not where you panic. I know. This is you were the chat. And I'm gonna do this to the chat right now. It's okay, my babies. It's okay. That was weird. I regret doing that immediately. The Nexus report will no longer be a weekly show. What it will be instead is a big special event. It's gonna be more an event where we provide you with big updates and a lot of content. And it's going to be much more condensed, and it's going to be based around when we have the content to provide that with you. So, common sense would be we'll probably do another Nexus report when the next drop happens, or either right before or right after to kind of give you a follow-up. And so that will be coming, but it will not be weekly. That isn't to say that we will not be doing a weekly stream. We have a brand new weekly stream that will be starting. And it's going to be every single Tuesday at 11 a.m., just like normal. So if you have, planned your schedules around this, I totally agree.
Tell me more about it, Tony.
As a matter of
he went
fact,
through this big buildup of I'm canceling it or canceling the Nexus,
That's it.
but in the same time
Exactly.
slot.
I'm
Exactly.
excited.
Exactly. You see what I did? You see what I'm doing there? Okay. It's going to be an all gameplay stream, and it's going to be kind of like a choose your adventure with the community. You, the community, will get to decide what I do, what faction I am, what class I am, how I play, what missions I take. We're going to be chatting. It's going to extend past an hour usually. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. It's going to be kind of up to whatever content we're playing that day. But I will be here every single Tuesday with you playing through. And next to me, I will have a dev alongside of me helping me out, kind of showing me the ropes, you know?
I sure would like to be on a stream like that, Tony.
What in the hell are you doing right now? I would like it to be known, I did not request this from him. He is just riffing right now, and it's very weird, very strange. We will also be answering your questions. So depending on the content, we'll be having devs on, but we're going to be doing questions a little bit differently. I think in the past we got a lot of complaints from people on the forums, people on Reddit, people on Facebook, people on Twitter. Oh, you only take questions from the live chat, but I can't be present for the live chat, and so I'm never going to get my question answered. And I've heard your voice, and we're changing the way we do questions on the live stream. From now on, I will be posting a question submission on all of our social media channels. So whatever you use, if you use the forums and you don't want to create a Facebook or Twitter, you don't have to. We'll be posting a thread on the forums. We'll be posting a post on Facebook. We'll have a post on Twitter, a hashtag on Twitter that you can use. I want your questions every single week from all different channels. I'll be pulling the questions that I see the most of and answering those with the developer during every show. And it's basically it's going to be a really fun show. It's for the community. We're going to have community guests on. We'll be doing giveaways. This is where we'll be showcasing the fan art. I'll be doing a lot of fan site initiatives. If you're a fan site out there, I'll be in contact with you very soon to talk about how I'm going to integrate you into the show. And so, yeah, like I said, weekly giveaways. It's going to be great. The show is me basically leveling a character through WildStar. And it's gonna be brutal at first. I'm not gonna lie.
And what was it called again, Tony?
It's called 0 to 50.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty good name.
What a great! That's a great name.
I don't know. You don't actually start at level 0.
Shh, it's fine. It's fine. I know that, but it didn't make sense otherwise. So 0 to 50. Well, some would argue that I in the WildStar gameplay, I'm kind of rated a 0 right now.
I was gonna
so
say, yeah.
we could make that argument. The argument is there. Tony's a 0. That's fine, I understand that. But soon I'll be a 50 with your help. It'll be like a choose your adventure. I can't wait. It's going to be starting next week, and you'll be seeing posts about it starting this week about different voting options that you're already going to be able to join in and vote on how we're going to move through. So I'm very, very excited to bring that new show to you guys. And obviously, if there's something going down, we'll have Cougar hop in during the live stream for a quick Cougar live update. Not a big deal because, you know, sometimes crap happens. So look for that on all of our social media channels. Guys, that's the show. That's what we have. That's
great
what we
show.
have. It was a great
Yeah.
show. I felt really good about it.
I like being on here.
This is going to be more of the feel for the next Nexus report. Obviously, we're going to have a ton of content to talk to you guys about for all kind of fan community, fan art, community stuff. That's going to be next week during 0 to 50 when we start that during our first show. Very excited to be back next week doing full hour-long streams, gameplay. I'm going to get wrecked. I know it.
Yeah.
I know it.
That's all right, though. Yeah. MegaServers tomorrow. We will be communicating everything. Well, maybe not every last minute. I'm not going to tell you if I'm going to go to the bathroom.
That's really gross. No, please do not tell us that. So, yeah.
I had to make you as uncomfortable as
I'm very
Chad
uncomfortable.
was.
Don't worry. I was uncomfortable as soon as I got a hair. He put his big sweaty arm around me. Okay. MegaServers coming tomorrow, about a 13.5-hour downtime. We will be messaging if it's any shorter or any longer. And if you don't follow us, please follow us at WildStar on Twitter, at WildStarOps, and you'll get all that information. Obviously, we'll be updating the forums and Reddit and everything else as well, as much as we can. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you on our joint servers, our MegaServers.
MegaServers.
Mega
Oh my gosh.
servers.
All right.
Such a badass project.
All right. See you guys next week for 0 to 50, 11 a.m. right here. Bye.
I don't believe it. Planet Nexus now lies before us.
We're approaching the Elven facility. Cambot 1, Cambot 2. You getting this?
Our work on this planet is something greater. It is something truly divine.
we shall reveal the ancient secrets of Nexus.
Ever get a feeling something's seriously wrong?
This is not good. Not good at all. By the gods.